Hello everyone, this is Disha Mehta, legal internet Lexis and company and a law student at Gujarat University. So today we are going to talk about a few doctrines which are as follows. The first one is doctrine of severability. The severability doctrine states that a law becomes invalid only to the extent to which it is inconsistent with the fundamental rights. So, only that part of the law will be declared invalid which is inconsistent, and the rest of the law will stand as it is. However, on this point, a clarification has been made by the courts that invalid part of the law shall be severed and declared invalid if really it is severable. That is, if after separating the invalid part, the valid part is capable of giving effect to the legislature's intent, then only it will survive. Otherwise, the court shall declare the entire law as invalid. So, this is the doctrine of severability. Now, the next doctrine is the doctrine of basic structure. The doctrine of basic structure is the judgment principle that certain features of the Constitution of India are beyond the limit of the powers of amendment of the Indian Parliament. Thus, the doctrine was first expressed in the case of Keshwananda Bharati versus the state of Kerala. The basic structure doctrine applies only to the constitutionality of amendments and not to ordinary acts of parliament, which must conform to the entirety of the constitution and not just to its basic structure. So, this is the doctrine of basic structure. The next doctrine is doctrine of implied power. This is a legal principle which states that, in general, the rights and duties of a legislative body or organizations are determined from its functions and purposes as specified in its constitution or chartered and developed in practice. So, this is the doctrine of implied power. The next doctrine is the doctrine of colorable legislation. It is based on the maxim that what cannot be done directly cannot also be done indirectly. It is only when a legislature having no power to legislate frames a legislation in a way that it is camouflaging the same as to make it appear to fall within its competence, the legislation thus enacted may be regarded as colorable legislation. So, this is the doctrine of colorable legislation. Now, the next doctrine is the doctrine of pith and substance. Pith means true nature or essence, and substance means the essential nature underlying a phenomenon. Thus, the doctrine of pith and substance relates to finding out the true nature of a statute. This doctrine is widely used when deciding whether a state is within its rights to create a statute that involves the subject mentioned in the Union list of the Constitution. The basic idea behind this principle is that an act or a provision created by the state is valid if the true nature of the act or the provision is about a subject that falls in the state list. So, here are the list of the doctrine that we are discussed today. Hope you all like it. Thank you.